I guess you guys haven't heard about me. I'm about sick of always having to buy new clothes.
King of the town, yeah, I've been that.
Sweet Christmas, YouTubers, it's Charlie. Don't you just hate having to buy new clothes all the time? Who else fell out of their chair when they saw this teaser? You won't find it if you search on Netflix. They'll probably make it a little easier to find in the next couple of weeks. Most of their energy is going to be spent promoting Daredevil Season 2. But Mike Coulter was at the premiere, the New York premiere for Daredevil Season 2, talking a little bit about it. Like, oh, it's going to be badass. Daredevil Season 2, very badass. Luke Cage, badass, in a slightly different way, but still just as badass. I love how that King of the Town song is playing over that. If you haven't seen some of the teaser images that they posted this promo image, and it just shows you that the series is going to mostly take place in Harlem. It'll also take place in Hell's Kitchen. We'll probably see some Jessica Jones stuff following up on that series, but unlike Daredevil, which is mostly localized to Hell's Kitchen, Luke Cage is going to jump around the city just a little bit. If you've never been to Manhattan before, kind of here's where everything is. So you have Central Park in the middle, the Avengers Tower is in Midtown, Hell's Kitchen is right over here on the east side, just down a little bit lower, and then way up north of the park is Harlem. So that's what this promo image is letting you know, that a lot of stuff is going to be happening there. There are a couple comic book characters we know they're doing, including Cottonmouth, Shades, Misty Knight, which is actually a pretty big one, and then Mariah Dillard being played by Alfre Woodard. I'm actually really excited about that. She's actually one of the lead female roles. She'll be kind of like the Jaren Hogarth of the series, the really big character in the comics that winds up being a villain for the Heroes for Hire, talking about Danny Rand and Luke Cage teaming up together. Danny Rand, of course, we know is being played by Finn Jones from Game of Thrones. That series is going to start shooting in April, so because they've already finished all of Luke Cage for the most part, they're really just editing it down, maybe doing a few pickup shots. I'm not expecting Iron Fist to appear during Luke Cage, unless it's some kind of post-credit scene. We'll probably see some Jessica Jones stuff, we might see some Daredevil stuff. I don't really want to get into spoilers for Daredevil yet, because you may not have seen all those episodes, but I'll at least say that there are references, like verbal references, to things that happen in the other series. So there's definitely a continuity, even though we won't see them all standing together on screen until Defenders. All the Luke Cage episodes are dropping September 30th, so we might see a full trailer for it in the next couple of weeks, but because Marvel has Captain America Civil War coming up, they'll probably try to take advantage of all that hype and shove a whole bunch of new Netflix stuff in our faces, like a bunch of Iron Fist, a bunch of Luke Cage stuff, but they'll mostly be promoting Luke Cage after Daredevil's done. So if they do take anything to Comic-Con, it's probably going to be Luke Cage specific. Here's what you guys need to do. If you haven't finished it, finish watching Daredevil Season 2. I'll be making videos for all the episodes. I just posted my first video just a little while ago. Then if you haven't yet, go back and watch Jessica Jones, and that will give you the setup for Marvel's Netflix version of Luke Cage. Now, it's going to be pretty close to the comics, but there are some things that they've changed. Like they had to change the Punisher a little bit because he was a Vietnam vet in the comics, but because the TV show's happening in modern day, he's an Afghanistan vet, so there are little minor things that they've tweaked. But as you can see from the teaser, and if you watch Jessica Jones, you have a pretty good sense for what the character's like. It's just that we don't know a lot of his backstory yet, and that's what the Luke Cage series is for. In terms of powers, he's pretty comparable to Jessica Jones' level of strength, maybe a little bit stronger. But the really cool thing is that he has indestructible skin, so I don't think he has quite the jumping ability of Jessica Jones. They do try to differentiate their powers. Even though they're both really strong, Jessica Jones has some different powers in the comics. There's just like a few minor things that they've changed. But because Luke Cage is a super-powered individual, expect his series to do more with powers. But amongst the different Defenders series, it's kind of like Flash and Arrow. Like the Arrow characters don't have a lot of powers, so you don't see a lot of powers on that TV show. On Flash, Barry Allen has powers, so you see a lot of villains with superpowers. So just expect more of that with Luke Cage. And when we get to Iron Fist, I cannot wait to see full-blown magic. It's going to be really interesting to see the way they do his powers. Madame Gao, probably going to be like the kingpin of that series. What's going to happen next is there's a whole bunch of Batman v Superman footage that drops, so I'll probably make a video for that. There'll be some new Game of Thrones, and then Walking Dead is tomorrow night. So if you guys haven't seen it yet, there's some YouTube weirdness happening right now. You can click here for my first Daredevil Easter egg video. It's just episodes 1 through 3. And you can click here for all my Captain America Civil War videos. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.